Hey guys, in this video I'll be comparing Nilou team comp variations to help you find out the best Nilou team comp for you. And I will also show you their rotation and builds so you can try it for yourself. If you need further help regarding the builds, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below. The first team comp I want to show you is the most basic one, with only Nilou as the 5-star unit. This team consists of Nilou, XINGQIU, Dendro main character or DMC for short, and YAO. This team I think is the best Nilou team comp if you don't have Nahida, Alhaitham, Kokomi, or don't plan on pulling for Baizhu and Kaveh later in 3.6. Also, if you have YELAN, you can use her instead of XINGQIU. For the sake of simplicity, I will use XINGQIU as the Hydro sub DPS in this video, and you can always change him to YELAN if you have her. So in this team, you use Nilou as the main driver, supported with XINGQIU's burst for more damage and Hydro application, DMC's burst for the Dendro application, and Yao's skill for additional Dendro application and healing. The rotation should start with XINGQIU's burst and skill, followed by DMC's burst and skill, and then Yao's skill, then finally Nilou's skill and spam normal attacks. And after that, unleash her burst and repeat.
Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword, 'cause rain outlines your
This team can beat this boss in a respectable 31 seconds, considering fighting a single target enemy is the worst scenario for Nilou superbloom team. This is because with only one enemy on the field, Nilou's team can only produce Dendro cores from that enemy alone, so less Dendro cores leads to less DPS. In a multi-target scenario, this team can quickly clear the enemies without any problem, as demonstrated here. As you can see, this basic Nilou team can clear this domain in just 21 seconds, and they still survive the corrosion mechanic. Yao can easily heal them back to full health using her burst after that if you need to. If you are interested in using this team, here are the builds. Now if you want to improve Nilou's team performance, you should pull for another 5-star Dendro or Hydro character to support her. In the next team comp, I will replace the Dendro MC with Alhaitham instead. With Alhaitham, not only he can apply a lot of Dendro, but he also deal great amount of Dendro damage. The rotation should start with Nilou's elemental skill, followed by XINGQIU's elemental burst and skill, then Yao's skill, then finally Alhaitham's burst and spam normal attacks, elemental skill, and charge attack. As you can see, he clears this single target boss with a lightning fast 19 seconds or 12 seconds faster than the previous team comp. Single target enemy is no longer a weakness to Nilou's team with Alhaitham as the main DPS. If you like this playstyle, here are the builds, and make sure to snatch Nilou in patch 3.6 and then save for an Alhaitham rerun later. Also, if you pull for Baizhu later, you can use him instead of Yao. This is because he can heal the team and Alhaitham simultaneously and provides a continuous shield to further reduce damage. And since Baizhu's healing is attached to your active character, in this case Alhaitham doesn't need to stay in one spot and can move anywhere and still get healed. With Baizhu being a catalyst user, he can use the Thrilling Tales book to buff Alhaitham with 48% attack to increase his DPS further. I will make another video to showcase this once Baizhu is released, so please stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. Now the next team comp I want to show you is the best Nilou superbloom team if you only have Kokomi as her 5-star support. In this team, Kokomi is going to be the main DPS, dealing Hydro damage and healing the entire party at the same time. The rotation starts with Kokomi's skill followed by Nilou's skill, then Kali's skill and burst, followed by Dendro MC's burst and skill, then quickly swap back to Kokomi and activate her burst, then spam normal attacks. In this case, Kali serves only as a battery to Dendro MC rather than an actual Dendro applicator. This is because her AoE and duration are very limited. As you can see, although this team is very convenient to use thanks to Kokomi's great healing power, they can't clear single target enemy quickly with over 30 seconds clear time. But in a multi-target scenario, they perform very well, and even in this domain with corrosion mechanic, the whole party stays at full health at all the time. As you can see, this team clears the domain in just over 20 seconds. Here are the builds if you want to play this Nilou Kokomi team. Now, if you happen to have Nahida, you can use her instead of Koli, and the team will deal better damage. Let me show you once again, but this time using Nahida instead of Koli.
Allow me. With all my strength. Grow, grow, grow. Make yourselves a home. Scatter. Germinate. Ha! Billowing surge. Let's move out.
As you can see, with just replacing Kole with Nahida, this team suddenly becomes so much powerful, beating this boss in just under 21 seconds. The only downside about this team is that it is still heavily reliant on Dendro MC's burst range. With Baizhu instead of DMC, however, and XINGQIU or YELAN instead of Kokomi, this team will become mobile, where you no longer need to be in a specific area to deal damage and can move freely instead. I will make a Baizhu Nilou team video later when he's released, so please stay tuned for this. Now let's check out how this team deal multiple target enemies.
Grow, grow, grow. Make yourselves a home. Everyone will hit. Billowing surge.
As you can see, they can clear this domain in just under 20 seconds, and their health are at full bar, proving that this team is not only powerful, but also very safe. Here are the builds if you are interested with this team. If you only have Nahida and Nilou, you can use XINGQIU and Yao and make Nahida as your main DPS. This team is surprisingly very good in multi-target scenario, but let me show you against single-target boss first. The rotation starts with Nilou's skill, followed by Nahida's skill and burst,
Make yourselves a home.
then XINGQIU's burst and skill, then Yao's skill, and finally swap back to Nahida and just do normal attacks. As you can see, they can clear this boss with just 23 seconds. It's still 3 seconds slower than Alhaitham, but in the multi-target scenario I'm about to show you, it will blow you away.
Witness the power of Gurwa. Know my sword. Huh? Don't be scared. Commit it to memory.
And look at that, this Nahida Nilou team cleared the domain with just over 16 seconds, which means the fastest so far. If you like this playstyle, here are the builds. With Baizhu replacing Yao when he's released later, this team I predict will become the best Nilou superbloom team comp. With Baizhu, Nahida, Nilou, and XINGQIU or YELAN, you can choose between Nahida or Nilou as the main DPS, and I believe they both will do just as great. I will make a video about this team comp when Baizhu's released, so please stay tuned. I know I've said this 3 times already, but that's because I'm so excited for that. And if you're wondering why I haven't showcased you AYATO in a Nilou superbloom team comp, it is because he's not really good even with Nahida in the party. In fact, let's check out his performance against this single target boss here.
Commit it to memory. The Temple of Wisdom. Don't be scared.
Mind the damage.
Go away.
As you can see, he clears the boss with a slow 27 seconds or 4 seconds slower than having XINGQIU instead of him. Now let's check out his performance in the multi-target scenario.
Sharing my knowledge. You play.
Be still. The depth back.
Go get it, you agree. Don't be scared.
Cascade.
As you can see, even against multi-target enemies, he clears them the slowest with over 28 seconds. If you have questions about Nilou superbloom team comp, you can write it down in the comments below. I will try to reply as much as I can. Well, I think that's all guys for today's video. Thank you so much and don't forget to subscribe to my channel.